We open in darkness, heavy silence. The room, or cave, or whatever it is uncomfortably hot. The air is stagnant. The singular heartbeat builds in, louder and louder. The door swings open and light pours in. The darkness, practically shrieking in pain, retreats into the corners of the small, shabby room and under the furniture. A moment's hesitation. A single drop of sweat falls from her forehead. The person standing in the doorway clears his throat. Clarence, are you in here?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm not here. You should check, the receiver array.
It got blown up!
Maybe Smiler's headquarters?
Blown up too!
Oh, right. It probably got blown up then.
You sure?
I already said I was sure. At least until those geese leave.
Wait, you're scared of the geese? Ain't you supposed to be the great bird puncher?
Well, yeah, and they know. They keep biting me. They're out for blood and they won't leave me alone.
This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play podcast with those weird, tickling feelings. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Folks at Legal are concerned.
Sam's old. Yeah.
Hello.
HR would like to have a word with you.
Yikes.
Yeah, the folks in Legal told me not to go through with that one, but
I'm a rebel.
all the alternatives were worse.
Pod Against the Machine, constantly on the edge of propriety.
We're a family podcast. Ghost tickling. Last time on the program, we met some ghosts that thought that you were heading in the wrong direction. They shouted menacing things at you, like, run away, and there's no escape, and it's out of control. And you walked right by them. Like they weren't a bunch of scary ghosts telling you not to go the way you were going. Yeah, you went anyways and found a ruined spaceship that was busted wide open. Looked like it hadn't been disturbed in ages. It was very cold inside, but you headed in anyways and explored. Found a melted engine, a Rube Goldberg space bidet. You found a couple skeletons, a couple people sleeping peacefully in glass pods. And then Kira just wanted to take a quick peek in that room to the north and found it was full of ghosts that were throwing bombs. Literally. And they also did say word to your moms. But, you know, it was a frustrating little fight. They were pretty hard to hit on account of their natural invisibility, but they weren't actually all that tough other than the bomb throwing. And that's where we are. The ghosts have been dissipated, and all the rubble has fallen to the floor.
Do we have any, like, firewood we can cut up with the remaining battery charge on this? It's like a minute, right?
It's an hour.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was, yeah. So we have, like, 59 minutes of chainsaw left that I feel like we need to...
Totally. Yeah, that's enough to turn a stump into a bear, I'm sure. There's got to be a YouTube video of it. That could be your new...
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a unicorn, but yeah.
I mean, at this point, it would just be a waste of fuel to not immediately go and break those two coffins open and fight those things while the tank
just dragging it back and forth across.
We're going to break down that bidet, all of this stuff.
So, Sam, I think we're going to search the room.
Okay, well...
We'll boop the wand on Vargas and Kira while the room searching continues.
Sifting through the rubble in this room that was very recently floating, you find two more of those concussion grenades, 43 silver discs, what you recognize as 3 charges of Silex. You find a strange bright red plastic cylinder. You find another emergency beacon, looks time-worn, and a big time-worn looking gun with a big barrel, like you could put giant bullets or something else in it.
Like a grenade launcher?
Maybe, if you want to roll engineering.
So badly. Also, yeah, 8 charges off the wand. Just rolled garbage, but they're both full now.
And there's also a 2-foot-long egg-shaped device with a button on it. So what do we got on those engineering rolls?
5 for an 18 for Brixby. Not so hot.
16 on the gun, 22 on the egg.
I would say that gun you're not super sure about. I mean, it looks like a grenade will fit in there. It also looks time-worn and a little bit dangerous. The egg is an emergency shelter. When activated with a push of the button via standard action, the shelter rapidly unfolds and inflates itself into a 10-foot radius hut capable of providing shelter for up to 6 medium creatures. This process takes about 1 minute to complete. The shelter includes pneumatic spike anchors that can attach it to ground cover as long as the hardness of the ground is 8 or less. It has windows, allowing those inside to see outside. The interior contains several fluorescent lights, and the shelter can withstand winds of up to 120 miles per hour when staked to the ground, provides excellent insulation for those inside, maintaining a temperature between 50 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Weird that they use Fahrenheit in Galarian. There's a heater air scrubber set into the floor near the entrance that you can use to control temperature and purify any noxious external air into breathable air. The hut has fire resistance, cold resistance, acid resistance, and hardness 8. Doesn't float. The door is self-sealing, allowing anyone inside an emergency shelter to live in inhospitable conditions with ease for as long as the power holds out.
Lined with goo tubes.
Can we replace the batteries in this thing?
This one is time-worn, so no.
Okay.
It uses 1 charge over the course of 8 hours.
Brixby's going to look down at that big old gun. Then he's going to reach into his scroll pouch. And he's going to pull out something that he got from Connor, I believe, initially. And unfurl it and begin to read the words and then point at the gun. I am casting Technomancy, which, let's see, functions as detect magic, except it detects the presence of technological objects instead of magical objects, grants you the technologist feat for determining a knowledge engineering check in your possession. If you possess the feat, you get a +2 or +10 bonus on knowledge engineering checks to identify item properties. I guess before I cast it, will that do anything? Or because both of us missed our knowledge engineering, are we just SOL until the next level?
I mean, you could use that to roll another check, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to use the disposable because meta, I have an idea of what this is, I think, based off of what Jeff said. All right, I roll a 10 for a 33.
Yeah, with a 33, you are looking at a time-worn grenade launcher. A grenade launcher is a 2-handed firearm. It's a bulky weapon that can fire any grenade a great distance. Grenades propelled by the launcher can be set to detonate upon impact or at the start of the wielder's next turn. The grenade launcher requires charges to fire, but unless the weapon is also loaded with a grenade, any charges that are consumed are wasted. The launcher can hold up to 5 grenades at a time. Loading a grenade into the launcher requires a move action. It is a slow-firing weapon, so it is a full round to shoot a grenade with the grenade launcher, but you can pop 5 bad boys in there, and it has 14 charges left.
Amazing.
Yeah, so all those grenades we've been finding, this is finally something to do with them.
So Asher, who I imagine has like a bandolier bedecked with grenades at this point.
Yeah, Vargas is actually going to give the 2 grenades he's holding back to Asher now.
Same.
Here's eagerly digging through her pockets, like, put this one in there.
You have a 0 grenade from me.
Okay. I'll add it to the 4 I already had.
Excellent. Yeah, well, that's enough to fill a clip.
Still have that dope plasma and inferno grenade. I look forward to launching it into Helion's digital mouth.
I am so glad we went here. Oh, man.
And how many Silex?
3 Silex. And the other technological item, the red plastic cylinder that is 6 inches wide and 2 feet long, is an emergency raft.
Whoa.
When activated, it rapidly inflates into a tough little boat. It's about 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 2 feet deep. It can hold 4 medium creatures. It comes with 2 pairs of collapsible, dense plastic oars to row with. The raft can be commanded to compact back into its portable shape at the touch of a button, as long as no foreign objects or creatures remain inside.
Does it consume charges?
It takes a charge to unfold and a charge to pack itself back up.
And it isn't time-worn, though?
It is also time-worn, so it has 3 charges, so you can unpack it, pack it up again, and then unpack it a second time, and then it will remain a boat forever.
Are we able to forego those charges and risk, being not friends with each other forever and just building the raft ourselves? Okay, so no.
Yeah, does it have the little like plastic seal that we can pop out and just slowly inflate and roll fortitude saves, but like save the charge?
To get a headache. No, I don't think so.
So everything that we basically found was time-worn. The shelter, the raft, and the gun. Okay, cool.
And the emergency beacon, which I think you have one before.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have an emergency beacon.
So far, yeah, we haven't really even thought to use that because we haven't had any trouble being found. In fact, that's led to many of the issues that we've had. So,
Yeah, all of this information we're exchanging, you have to yell over the sound of the chainsaw.
What? I love it. Yeah, when someone edits this episode, please have the chainsaw noise running in the background of the entire ep.
The entire time.
I'm just going to record a loop of my chainsaw running as close as possible to the microphone without
Damaging
destroying
the
the microphone.
Great. If you could drop that in the Google Drive, just so we all have access to chainsaw sounds.
Yeah, definitely operate it indoors next to electronics. That's what's recommended in the manual.
In a basement, a poorly ventilated basement.
So speaking of poorly ventilated, we're going to head back into the room of 2B skeletons, I imagine, right?
All right, 2B skeleton friends. They're still chilling.
My offer still stands if you guys want to go through. I can sort of back in, keeping an eye on the room.
Sounds fine by me. Asher will remove his hat because he doesn't want it to get bent out of shape and just kind of like hold it kind of sideways so that when he crawls through, he doesn't, damage the hat. It's already gone through enough.
Do the paparazzi on the other side take a photo?
What does everybody else see when you take your hat off?
I was going to say, yeah.
You see...
Wax paper.
Smaller hat.
Yeah, no, you see the...
Wax paper and nacho cheese.
There's the sign of nacho residue.
Just around the edges.
From in his hair. The hat is clean because of the wax paper, but no, you see dark hair. That's all. And also a halo and horns confusing you. What is he? No, and then he'll kind of shimmy on through to the other side.
And it sort of goes into a small, partially collapsed, antechamber. There's the first closed door you've encountered at the end of this room.
Ooh.
Assuming I'll just wiggle through without incident. Closed door sounds like a job for old fail my perception check, most likely.
That's the spirit.
All right. If this is high-tech or mechanical, then it is a 24. Otherwise, it is a 23.
Well, with a 23 or 24 for high-tech and mechanical, you see that this is a glaucite door that is normally powered. It is currently not powered, unpowered, depowered. Mm-hmm. It seems like this door, you're either going to have to do a disable device to mess with the mechanism to open it, or you're going to have to smash it open.
All right. Let's try finesse before smashies, as they say. That's only a 19 on my first attempt.
No, 19 doesn't seem like it's going to do it.
Right. Just give me 1-2 more times, and then you can get at it with the...
Just imagine every time I fail, Kira just moves the chainsaw closer to his ear. So you can... All right, and with the motivation of that, he rolls an 18 for a 30.
With a 30, Brixby manages to trigger some kind of failsafe inside the doorway, and the door pops free and can be slid freely.
All right, the door's open. Now, I normally go through first, but Big Stuff, I think you're uniquely qualified to be the first terrifying thing that emerges from the other side. So,
Yeah, she'll turn and just kind of shimmy. Excuse me, and has the chainsaw just above her head. Sorry.
Yeah,
Van goes Vargas on the way by. Just,
Like, oh, I am so sorry about your ear. We'll fix that later.
the ceilings are only 7 feet high, so that's rough.
Just a giant, 2-inch rift in the ceiling.
just following us everywhere we go. Just this.
You have to stage whisper over the sound of the chainsaw. No one can hear us. It's gonna be fine. They might follow that trail of ruined ceiling, though.
With stealth totally out the window, as the door pops free, it's like you've broken like a vacuum seal, and a burst of stale, foul-smelling air flies out of the chamber as you open the door. And the room beyond is a massive black window that's spiderwebbed with hundreds of cracks all across the western wall of the chamber, which is half buried under rubble and twisted metal. Curved consoles of strange controls line the walls, and 3 chairs made of unidentifiable off-white material face them. A figure, dressed in red fabric of an unusually fine weave, sits slumped over the console in the westernmost chair.
Detect evil on the creature.
Yeah, evil.
Oh no. Whatever that creature is, it is evil. Best not approach with a merely inquisitive eye, but prepare to have to face it in combat. I didn't say it earlier, so I'll say it now. Asher wouldn't have just been dragging along the cable untethered from his autographnal. He would have taken time to reattach it.
Oh, this room is so tiny. I was just trying to quickly see how big this room was to visualize, but it's very small.
It's a very small room.
Guess I will just comfort swarm into Asher's square so I can look inside.
It's all kind of difficult terrain on that more than half of the room, just because there's chairs taking up the space, and then
Shimmy on over to that chair space.
Asher will encourage Brixby to comfort join him as he shimmies into the other unoccupied chair space, and will roll a knowledge engineering. Any way we can find some power source for this bad boy?
Well, as you're walking into this room and sort of bringing a gust of fresh air with you, the mummified body sitting in that westernmost chair, it's like when the pressure of the air hitting it slumps over and just crumbles, and a puff of dust comes out. And as this happens, all of you see just like flashes of screaming and explosions and fire. A sudden feeling like the ground has dropped out from under you and you're falling. You're falling, there's alarms blasting all around you, and it's just a mad panic. And it feels like gravity is broken. It feels like you can't tell which way is up, which way is down. And when your senses return to you, I'm going to need each person to make a will save.
Even Kingsley?
Oh, is it a spell or spell-like ability?
It is not.
Fear, emotion, something? Save effect?
It is emotion.
Cool.
Okay, so what did Brixby get?
7 for a 12. 7 for a 12.
You fall prone as gravity just doesn't make sense to you, and you are staggered. for one round as you feel like gravity doesn't make sense and you have just crashed to the ground, falling from impossible heights. How about Vargas?
Vargas got a 10 for a 16.
Vargas, you are okay. You managed to regain your composure. How about Asher?
Asher rolled the age of Mimi and Rent. That's a 19 total.
Asher is okay as well as he manages to shake off this vision of madness and maintain his feet. How about Kira?
It's a 23 total.
All right, Kira is good as well. You know, it happens
So
all the time.
Brixby's the only one who just falls like someone's aunt trying an Oculus Rift for the first time? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's just...
Brixby is the only one who falls to the ground. So maybe he's the only one who doesn't realize that there is a seething vortex of shadows and crimson dust coalescing into a vaguely humanoid shape with long, thin fingers that wisp away into smoke, floating where the dead body once had been. I'm going to need everyone to roll for initiative. All right, what did Kira get for initiative?
Dirty 20.
All right, nice and fast. How about Brixby?
Brixby rolled an 11 for an 18.
All right, lying on the ground, but decent initiative. How about Asher?
Oh, boy. 3 on the dice for a 7.
Ooh, looking kind of slow.
Yeah.
And how about Vargas?
Vargas got a 13 on the die for a 15.
All right, Kira, you are up first. There is a weird floating dark shape in the air right in front of you. It seems like a friend.
It looks like a friend. That is what Sam said, but Sam often says things to confuse and lie to us, so that is unlikely. Gosh, it feels like a waste of a turn to not do anything.
You could always delay.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, way to go, team. Let's do that. I'll delay until it does something murdery.
Or at least until after my turn.
Until someone else has already attacked, right?
All right, that'll be Brixby next. You are staggered and prone.
Indeed. And you know what I'm not going to use that action to do? Stand up. What I am going to use that action to do is crush a little coffee bean. Because my boys is hasted.
Yay.
Y'all are hasted. So apply haste. It's the only reason I really wanted you to delay.
Fair.
Mean.
That is my only standard action.
There's still time for free actions, though.
Yeah, I guess I mule softly on the floor going, it's all coming.
Which I think Kira will infer as the haste has come up. Brixby is mewling softly on the floor. It's like, that's probably a good enough indicator. Go ahead and attack.
Oh, I'm the worst wizard. Wait, is my round actually... Oh, my round's actually over. I should have rolled knowledge. What am I doing?
You can roll knowledge. Nothing has happened since your turn.
Oh, you're such a kind GM. For everyone at home, I'm stupider than the rat I play on the internet, or paraphrasing whatever Skid says. No, maybe not. Maybe the rat's stupider than me, because he rolled a 2 for a 12 on his knowledge of religion.
You don't know what this fella is.
It's a dust devil.
It just seems like it's a floaty-doo.
Floaty-doo.
Probably just another poltergeist.
Well, a floaty-doo that has upset her good friend Brixby, so we'll take that as enough to just like, all right, got it. Oh, that's also a 2. That hurts. That's a 14 to hit. Does a 14 work?
That is going to be a whiffaroo.
Even though he's flat-footed?
feet? Ooh.
Even with flat feet.
All right, well, we have 2 more chances, although not feeling... Oh, that's better. 25.
All right, 25 will hit.
Do I have to do the thing?
No, this one's not invisible. This one is
how
very
fun.
visible.
Okay, so that's just going to get my 3d6 back out. 25 points of smoosh.
All right, and that doesn't all go through because it is incorporeal, but a hit's a hit.
And then with my haste, I would like to roll one more time, please. Kira's just, at this point, if she's concerned about Brixby, obviously they're friends, but mostly is excited to be using this chainsaw incredibly haphazardly. Oh, okay. No, she's not. That's a 3. 8 is not gonna. No, it's not gonna do anything. All right, that's my turn. Ah, rage. Sorry.
He looks like a tasteful thing that you would get on, I don't know, like a throw pillow or a t-shirt at Spencer's Gifts.
Oh, goodness.
And with that, Vargas is up.
Vargas' player feels personally attacked because he's owned t-shirts from Spencer's Gift with super extra Grim Reapers on them. In fact, I currently own a t-shirt somewhere in my house with a Grim Reaper playing an electric guitar and a field of roses on it.
Oh my god, that's so sick.
Vargas is going to step in, and then he is going to step again, getting completely in front of Asher and just ruining his entire day. Sorry about that. And he's going to take a swing at Purple Lightning Reaper Man. 10 on the die. That is an 18.
18 will not hit.
Ooh, that's not good.
Actually, flat-footed, it will hit.
7 points of magical bludgeoning. So 3, I'm guessing, because he's a ghost.
Indeed.
Actually, can I do a, before I end my turn, can I do a roll on him?
Go for it. Religione. Probably just a lich or something.
18.
With an 18, that is enough to identify this creature as a wraith, but not a normal wraith. Looks like some kind of advanced wraith. But unfortunately, it's not enough to get any questions. But on the plus side, if that's the end of your turn, you're about to learn some things about it. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
You said it looked like a friend.
It looks like a friend, and it's reaching out in a very friendly way towards Kira, who just hit it with a chainsaw. And it's just like... that is 14 versus touch.
No, yes, sorry. No, I'm not able to save against that. Yes, I have been struck down.
Okay, so here's the good news. The good news is that you're only taking 4 negative energy damage. Oh, it's not too bad. 1 point of con drain.
Oh, okay, I do recognize that. That's bad.
Oh, no.
I've heard that one on the TV. Not literally the TV.
Yeah, that's the bad one.
Asher's up now. So that's good.
Oof. The only one who could ever reach me was a purple Grim Reaper man. And we're going to kick things off with a knowledge religion on mint chocolate crit. Do good things. Nope. It's a natural 1 for a 7 from your boy, the Paladin.
Probably still alive. He seems like he's getting better.
Oh. Well, in that case. Asher is going to... between... Oh boy, what a clean shot he has here. Does the chair look sturdy enough that if Asher stood on it, he wouldn't just fall on his bottom?
Well, it's a rolling chair.
He'll just try and stand up onto the console. He just wants to get a little bit better shot over the heads of his companions, even though he is, no matter what Kyros was, 1 inch taller than either of them.
I'm gonna stand on a rolling chair. This is giving me IRL anxiety.
OSHA is just coming on in right now.
Fantasy OSHA coming out of nowhere.
Oh no.
But the ceilings in here are only 7 feet high, so you're not going to be able to get much clearance. There's definitely still going to be a cover.
Chimney Christmas. Okay, then yeah, he'll just fire through his friends. Try and aim between the people. It's a natty 19 on that auto grapnel. Wish it was keen. But that's still a dirty 30 against touch.
Yeah, that'll hit. Weirdly.
Weirdly, indeed. Forgot to do an important thing. Real bummer. It's all right. First time playing a game. That is going to be... It's 9 points of damage, so half it'll be 4 BB.
It still does damage to the thing. It's taking shots.
Yeah, yes. And then next turn, when I take the entire turn to load this thing, I'm really taking advantage of haste. It's fantastic. I should just be swinging the friggin' +1 light hammer 3 times. Anyway, end of turn.
All right, Brixby.
All right, cool. So I am gonna stand up, equivalent action there, and then let's just level that Scorch and Ray wand. See if an old shooty do. Ooh, 12 against touch.
Nope.
All right, so that's my turn. Brixby just screams. Assume there's a lot of screaming going on, I assume.
It's just all screaming all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Kira.
Kira's going to use her free action to also scream at Zach, weirdly enough. What does ability drain thing mean? For those of us who don't know.
The difference between ability drain and ability damage is that you can't heal drain overnight by sleeping, but it's just exactly the same. And since you only have one, it's not going to affect anything right now. It doesn't bring you down. You are still the con-filled individual that you are.
Okay, excellent. Because I did not see any numbers shift, and I was thrilled, but also concerned. Great. Just paste that fourth wall back together and attempt another chainsaw swing. Oh, that's an 18 again. Oh, I don't have to do the thing on this one, so hopefully I'm gonna roll again. That's a much more depressing 8, but 8 plus 14 is, come on,
22.
2.
All right, that is a confirmed crit. I assume.
Oh my god, I did it! Yay!
I assume it
Hooray!
was 18 on the die, right?
18. Oh yeah, 18 on the die, and then plus 14. Oh my god, yay! Okay. So I double the damage die, and then also double the modifier. I don't think I have enough D6 out. This is wonderful. Oh, turn into Google for this one.
All numbers go big.
Such big numbers. Roll 6d6 plus 32. Okay, we're waiting for Google to load.
Only thing it doesn't get doubled is precision damage, and I don't think a chainsaw does precision damage.
Here is the definition of precision.
Yeah, until she multi-classes into rogue.
Delightful. What a great game. That's 47 total. Couple ones in there, but I'll take it.
All right, well, that does get halved to 23.
That's fair.
But, yeah, that hurt the ghost. That hurt the ghost a lot. You don't have any more attacks, right?
I was gonna say, wait, do I still get to
Okay.
do it like 2 more times?
Definitely not too more.
Yeah.
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 This
Yeah,
is
with haste you have 3.
such a great day. That's not an 18, that's a 15, but 15 plus 12, 27. Come on,
That'll hit.
does that do math more good? It's just gonna be a regular 3d6, don't worry, Sam. That is what, 7 plus 16, 23. Half to, what, 11?
Ghost is looking rough.
Okay, and then just one last time. I'm so sorry, Ghost. Well, so sorry, Sam. I don't care about the Ghost. Oh, and a 7. I got too cocky. 14 to hit. Does 14 work? It's too much. Pull it back. All right, that's okay. I feel good about this. What a fun time.
That is so, chainsaw crit.
I love a chainsaw crit. I'm just gonna buy a chainsaw and walk around with it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's open carry chainsaw laws in New York,
For
right?
sure, yeah. Because what if you have to do construction or rescue
Thank
a
you, de
child from a
Blasio.
car?
It just sometimes you gotta cut down the streetlights.
They're real annoying. That's my turn. Yay.
All right, Vargas, you're up. This thing looks bad.
Okay, Vargas switches into his Grim Reaper t-shirt, and he is going to take his 2 regular swings at this thing, and if it's not down after that, he'll do his concentration check to hit it with rune, whatever that's called. First regular swing is a 2 on the die, so that's a miss. Second swing is a 19 on the die, plus 8 is a 27, so I'm assuming that hits.
That will hit.
Alright. Only a 1 on the d8, though, so that is only 4 points of damage, halved to 2. I'm guessing it's still up after that.
Yeah, it is still up.
We got an 11 on the die for my cast defensively, so that goes through. And then a 2 again, so he misses. Switching to a different d20. That is his turn.
Alright, so we're back around the Wraith's turn. And as much as I would like to spread things out a little bit, he knows where his bread gets chainsawed. Natural 1!
Oh no.
My D6 of con drain.
Oh, he con drains himself.
Asher, you're up.
All right, Asher drops the auto grapnel to the ground and will draw the light hammer. As a swift action, he will smite evil on this thing. And we're going to have a smite hammer time. Not awesome. 17 against regular AC.
17 will not hit.
Great. And because he drew a weapon, he only gets 1 attack with haste even. So, dope.
But the evil is thoroughly smote.
It's, and that's really what kind of helps. Just over here, doing good stuff.
And Brixby is up.
All right, coming into round 2 of haste. Brixby, seeing that Kira is doing a lot of the heavy lifting and not wanting to waste any of his consumables, is going to lower the wand and raise a hand and shoot out. Dangle Disrupt Undead. That's an 18 on the die for a 25 against touch.
A 25 will hit touch.
And that's a 4 on the die for 4 points of damage.
4 points of undead damage. That was a disrupt.
Undead disruptive damage.
Consider him disrupted. He had 2 HP left. He doesn't get to do his 1d6 con drain ever again. As the wraith evaporates into the air and is gone.
Yay.
Leaving behind the slumped over pile of dust that was the corpse. We are out of initiative.
Whew.
Yeah, good thing he wasn't actually a friend. We would feel real bad.
Right? Okay. So I'm going to roll knowledge religion on whatever the heck happened to us when we stepped into the room. Separate from the wraith. Just thought I'd roll a 6 for a 12.
It was a very, very weird vision.
That's another religion, right? We said just now. Yeah, I'm saying it like I have anything to offer.
Yep. Speaking of nothing to offer, a 3 off the die for a 13 isn't much to improve our knowledge of what happened to us. Oh, wow. It's real chilly in here. Got the AC going.
Yeah, it was just a really weird thing, like some kind of, I don't know, latent undead effect. You're all fine, though.
Those of us that passed have been able to roll on it, since we didn't actually experience it.
Yeah, I mean, you experienced the visions, you just didn't fall down.
Does a 26 give us anything then on what happened to us?
Yeah, with the 26, I think that you can tell that this was sort of just like a leftover burst of necromantic energy that was just kind of trapped in this room, probably since this thing crashed here, and what you saw was basically the last moments of their lives as this thing crashed.
I think he'll say that vision we experienced, I think And he'll nod down to the pile of dust. I think it was the memories of that creature and the other ones here. We saw what they saw right before they died.
I felt it. The terror and the jolt, the sickening throw of...
You see Brixby look off into the distance for a second, because he actually experienced it. It was probably horrifying, in terms of experiencing this sort of para-death.
But, yeah, better them than us, I suppose.
And then he rolls in that one to look around the room.
Most of the stuff of interest in this room is amongst the gear of this recently crumbled captain. It looks like the red suit he was wearing was a very fine thing indeed. He had some kind of strange gun holstered at his side. There's also a weird headband that probably was on his head, but his head is gone. He had a skill slot, looks like, implanted in his head that has survived his body ceasing to be. Yeah, that's all you see.
Detect magic. Is anything magical?
I don't believe anything is magical.
All right, then Brixby tosses a 7 for a 20 knowledge engineering.
Okay, the gun you're looking at is a time-worn mind burner. Mind burner is a pistol with a dish-like ornament at the tip of its barrel. When this weapon is fired, a pulse of white smoke pools in the dish an instant before a thin beam of white light lances out and strikes the target. The mind burner is silent when fired, but stray particles from the mind-altering beam can cause those nearby to catch unexpected scents associated with powerful memories. An odor of a bouquet of flowers given to one's first lover, the scent of a parent's perfume or sweat, or maybe even the odor of a favorite food that you haven't had in years. These fragmentary memories have no actual effect on those who experience them, but, they're a little bit weird. On a successful hit, a mind burner causes intense headaches that dull the senses and weaken willpower. Each hit deals non-lethal damage, but also imposes a penalty on perception checks and saving throws. They stack.
Ooh, they stack too. Crazy.
Yeah, this reminds me a bit of the weapon the gearsman had. Just gonna keep handing you armaments. Asher, I don't think any of us can use this.
Very interesting. You said the headband looked nice, but it's not magical?
It looks like a technological item.
Ooh. How about finally a good roll, Chase? A nat 20 for a 31 knowledge engineering?
Let me ask you this. Do you touch it when you examine it?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, the instant you touch it, it starts playing in Androphen.
This is the final report of salvage module Chrysalis. Captain Yuri and Valako reporting. Divinity is lost. The rest of the ship's crew is presumed dead or worse. The surviving crew of the Chrysalis and I are boarding a launch and will attempt an emergency landing, but without AI control, the prospects of a safe landing are minimal. I've secured an inhibitor facet. If I can install it into the Unity interface, it should be able to disable the AI's security long enough for us to reclaim control and perhaps even signal for help from home. I'm boarding the launch now, and will append further reports after our successful landing. Gods protect us.
Ugh, heartbreaking.
This is the second time we've heard about divinity.
And
Yeah.
since Jeff did call that emergency landing that the mannequins were talking about, you do get your sky medal.
Yay!
Yes.
Also, so that's interesting. So this ship, it sounds like landed after the, it didn't crash at the same time as the other ships, it sounds like, because it sounded like you said it was what did you say? Was it salvage? You said a rescue, or what was it at the beginning?
The salvage module Chrysalis.
Yeah. So that sounds like they came after the crash then and then also crashed, or...
I don't know if they're connected, honestly. Hard to say at this point.
Yeah.
That headband that played that message, Asher was able to identify with his role as an Envoy's mouthpiece. Originally worn by translators, messengers, and diplomats, these objects were always constructed to appear elegant and beautiful. An Envoy's mouthpiece is a circlet worn across the mouth, with slender arms that reach along the jaw to wrap around the wearer's skull and hold the device in place. Two thin earpieces extend up from the band to slip unobtrusively into the user's ears once a mouthpiece is donned. When created, an Envoy's mouthpiece is encoded with a single specific language. Whenever this language is spoken within 30 feet of the wearer, the mouthpiece translates that language into Androphan. In addition, any words spoken in Androphan by the wearer are transformed by the mouthpiece into the encoded language, allowing conversation to take place between the wearer and speakers of the encoded language. An Envoy's mouthpiece cannot be used to translate languages other than the one it was programmed to translate, but a newly created mouthpiece could, in theory, translate languages into something other than Androphan.
That's cool.
It automatically records any word spoken into it, allowing anything said into the device to be replayed through its earpiece with a touch of a button on the lower right side. It can hold up to 30 continuous hours.
So could you please play back for us all 30 hours stored on the device?
Mm-hmm. We'll wait.
It only has the one message. It seems that he wiped it before he recorded that one. Holding the button for 6 seconds wipes it.
Okay. I know it's a really good roll, so like maybe he didn't empty the recycle bin. I don't know. It was kind of a stressful situation. And also it imparts a big old bonus to all kinds of cool stuff.
No, it only does the translation thing, so it's not super useful.
Well,
does it take up a slot?
Headband slot, even though it goes around your face.
Ugh. Whack. Super whack.
Agreed. Definite whack situation. Was that roll high enough, or is there some way of interacting to know what the language is that's encoded?
Yeah, Paizo doesn't provide that. I'm going to say that it's a language so alien that it's not even Pathfinder canon.
Wow.
Whatever it speaks into it.
It's Esperanto.
It is Welsh. No,
Let's not go that far.
as tempting as it is to try and put it on and speak Androphan to see what comes out and make somebody roll a linguistics check to identify the language. I don't know. It seems highly unsanitary, and not going to do it. Is the red suit also a technological item?
Oh, it is. Why don't you roll on that bad boy?
Why don't you roll on that bad boy, Zach? Say 13 total for me.
Not much better. It's only a 19 from Brixby.
You are looking at a red scatterlight suit. A scatterlight suit is a tight, form-fitting suit of highly reflective polymers and synthetic metal fibers. It's designed to reflect beam weapon attacks and provides only minimal protection against physical damage. Activating a scatterlight suit is a standard action. Once activated, the suit diffuses and blurs light reflected on its surface, making the wearer appear hazy and indistinct. While active, a scatterlight suit increases the wearer's touch AC by an amount according to the grade of the armor. This bonus is an armor bonus, but does not increase the wearer's normal or flat-footed AC beyond its baseline addition of +1. It only applies to touch AC to attacks made by beam weapons and rays, not other touch attacks.
What's the bonus?
On a red one, +6.
Wow. Ooh. Wow.
Should we take our time to thoroughly search this room and the other rooms of this place before we leave? I don't know that we'd want to come back a second time.
Yeah, maybe we take 20 on the whole darn place, since we're assumedly out of danger, unless the tube skeletons want to make themselves known.
Are you taking 20?
Yes.
And are you turning the whole place over? Are you taking 20 in this room specifically, or?
I believe, the whole place, but we're gonna. I don't want to speak for everyone, but we're gonna exercise due care around the spooky tubes.
What does due care consist of?
Due care involves being armed, perhaps. Everyone like armed and in kill formation around them as we touch them. And
I mean, I wasn't going to touch them at all.
I was going to say maybe don't touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, not touch. Just look. Eye touch. You know, a good eye touch.
And that's ocular eye, EYE.
Yep.
Just a bricks touch? Just a
Yeah, I
brick
was like,
speed
no,
touch?
we just... Okay, got it.
Just a good ocular pat down.
Sure, makes sense.
I get that one. I know that one.
Taking 20 and taking a good long time to scour this place, you find that the most interesting remaining thing actually was already on you, stuffed in an interior pocket of the red Scatterlight suit, is this weird little crystal thing that looks like a little, to use modern terms, a little crystal USB stick.
Does it look like something that could go in one of those brain slots?
No, it looks like it plugs into some very specific slot.
And we didn't see the slot anywhere here, perhaps?
Right, you haven't seen the slot for this plug. Probably like a Mac kind of deal or something.
Always need that dongle life.
Yeah, it's the zip drive. You're just like, oh God, what do I do with this? Well, interesting. Yeah, I don't think does anyone don the Scatterlight suit right now? I mean, I might be the only unarmored individual in our party, and that would be a very specific, like, situation. I'd put that bad boy on.
Dude, you would look so dope with the V-mod and the red Scatterlight suit hovering on your disc.
Yeah, anything with somatic, it's got it. Is it a 5% or a 10% on that thing?
5.
Yeah, it's totally.
5.
I mean, a like 1 in 20 chance to fail. Who would like those odds? Huh? Ooh. You know, we should probably identify that dongle, eh?
Let's ID that dongle.
I don't know, would that be engineering?
Is it an intimidation check for that one?
It's engineering. Dongle engineering.
Asher has no idea.
Or if you have lore dongle, I believe you can roll on it. That's only a 22 from Brixbow.
Yeah, 22's not going to do it. You don't know what this thing is.
Asher rolled a natural 1 for a 12. Maybe Vargas has heard Kellid tales about this.
21.
No? You're stumped?
Well,
Looks at it, he goes, it's a rock, and he just throws it away.
I can always cast that spell that we used earlier when I have some time to rest.
I mean, I theoretically could do it right now, but it's game time.
And that was everything. We tossed every room and only found something in a pocket.
Yeah, unless you want to touch any tubes.
I think we learned about the tube touch.
One of those skeletons has like an iPad in there with a with a slot for this thing.
I'm pretty sure we're avoiding any tube touchies.
Yeah, the last one of those had Connor in it. One of these might have Connor in it too.
Oh,
we
no.
can't deal with
Yeah.
that again.
Might as well touch the tube, see if Connor's there. Maybe they're teleporters.
Yeah, you know what? We'll send in our scout/sconce to figure it out.
Oh, jeez. We just plant some silex on them. We found it and immediately used it.
Yeah, we got 2 pieces. We could do that. Just sift through the rubble for their loot.
Well, 2 after we blow this whole place up. Yeah.
Well, we would save one, right?
Kind of half want to do that now. Just put silex
I
on
know.
it, go outside,
I mean,
blow
to
it
be
up,
fair,
and
it
come
would
back
be
in.
decidedly on brand of us to just blow this place up as we leave.
That's true. We could identify a weak point structurally and just punch it and hit it with a greatsword.
Oh, I didn't mean blow up the entire thing. I just mean silex the tube so we don't have to fight the things in them and still get the loot.
Ooh.
Given the condition of this thing, of this whole little salvage craft, I think it would just collapse.
Probably.
I do have a solid 30 minutes left on this chainsaw.
I mean, We could pick a fight with the tube skeletons. I just really wonder if it is worth it.
Almost certainly not, but we're going to hate when we come across a locked door underneath Scrap Master's Arena and the key card to open it is at the bottom of this tube. And we're like, ugh.
Sam looks a little too excited that we're considering this. It makes me nervous.
I don't look like anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's true. Mm-hmm. It's very nondescript.
Like, as much as I, the player, want to kill these things and get their loot, yeah, no, Vargas is not going to go opening tubes with skeletons in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's a sacred duty for me to learn and explore, but I don't think that means, like, so I stick my head in every sharp object.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think in particular, like, Briggs is pretty shaken from what happened in the cockpit. And that was, I mean, incredibly tight quarters to be fighting something that literally drained Kira's vitality. I would say that I am winds out of my sails a little bit on that one.
If only it had landed more than one attack.
Oh my god, I'm so glad it didn't.
With it being destroyed, I know it's kind of hard to hear over the chainsaw, but do we notice any change in the Androphon warning chants?
I think there's probably been a decrease in volume and frequency, but they're still present.
Cool.
Oh man, it's like, do they need us to kill the tube skeletons to chill? Will they ever chill?
Maybe.
So we're vacating the haunted wreck?
The ghost haunted canyon. As far as we could tell with the heavy fog, the only place we could go is to that wreck. It's not like we chose not to finish exploring it.
Right, it was just like a empty, like slowly narrowing valley that, you know, eventually dumped you off at the wreck kind of at the end of the road.
Can we maybe hang up a sign that's like,
Or
do not
maybe-
touch?
Touch?
I
I
think.
was gonna say it. Just Kira's like, Kira gets a sticky note out.
If you're
and
a
says,
bad
do
guy?"
not touch. Writes it on it, and then goes to place it on the tube. Roll for initiative.
No. No. I've thought about all of these things. She could blow it over there.
She could blow it over there.
Yeah, she would be standing close, but just
Use the chainsaw as a fan.
really get that rotor going.
So to be clear, are you sticking a note to the tubes?
No. Stop going back to the map. We are not going to fight your tube skeletons.
I'm gonna keep dragging you back to the map until you fight the tube skeletons.
Don't worry. When everyone's asleep, Asher is gonna take that chainsaw
I was gonna say.
and he's gonna 1v1 some tube skeletons.
No, they're just going to, yeah, or they're going to wait for us to fall asleep and attack us like everything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, once you guys go to sleep, this chapel is filling up with tube skeletons. I don't know what you're talking about.
So I guess when we get back to the chapel, she's not kidnapped. So that's good.
Yeah, nothing gives you any trouble, and you can fast travel your way back to the Clockwork Chapel. And Denvaya is there, looking, you know, not worse for wear anymore, and geared up in her backup gear.
Dinvaya, good to see you up and about. Before I forget, given we provide you the materials, would you be able to prepare a masterwork transformation tomorrow to enhance my armament?
I don't see why not. I suppose we've forgotten to do that several times, haven't we?
Excellent. Since we're hitting you up for stuff, I found this in a ship.
Holds up the dongle.
Do you know what it is?
Also, did you know about the ship?
I don't think I knew about the ship, but should look at the dongle. Do a knowledge dongle. She's got a pretty good bonus. That's a natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I will tell you, behind the curtain, she needed an 18 on the die in order to identify this item.
Oh, wow.
Because this is a technological artifact.
What?
Yay.
You're looking at a memory facet. Memory facet is a length of crystal about the size of a human thumb that's adorned at one end with a metal cap fitted with prongs and plugs. The crystal's interior contains sparkling veins of glittering light. The memory facet is a high-capacity storage device capable of containing a staggering amount of information. These devices were rare and difficult to craft, even in the time before the Reign of Stars, wherever they came from. To use a memory facet, one needs to insert the crystal connectors into an appropriate slot in a core processor of a robot or an extremely advanced or powerful machine. The core processor or robot can hold as many memory facets as it has available slots, but at any one time it can only benefit from a maximum number of facets equal to its CR divided by 4.
So Brixby sticks it in the junk golem. I'm kidding.
I'm afraid it's not sufficiently advanced. Each memory facet contains a unique combinations of emotions, knowledge, traits, and personality quirks designed to enhance and bolster an artificial intelligence's capabilities.
Oh, crazy.
In rare cases, destructive memory facets were creative, items intended to disable or damage an AI in case of emergency. You are holding one such device, as the recording from Urian Valaco said. It is an inhibitor facet. It's not intended to augment an AI at all, but rather to hinder and impair its functionality when installed. It reduces an AI's charisma by 4 and imposes a -4 penalty on most checks.
I don't love that this is designed for us to fight an AI, Sam.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just, it's an inhibitor facet. Urian Valaco needed it.
Yeah, so if Hellion ends up being a robot, we stick it in him. Otherwise, we take this back to Torch and we get ourselves Meond as a party member, right?
Yay.
She's not a robot, though.
Androids are not, though they're not AIs. They're
artificial and they're intelligent. How are they not AIs?
because they have souls.
Do they? That's... Okay, that's... I'll read up about that later.
It's weird.
So there's a bunch of like androids lining up at the boneyard to go to like, I don't know, some GameStop trade-in in the sky or wherever they go when they're dead.
Oh my god.
I mean, getting into the deep lore of androids, from the back matter in this very AP, what happens is an android's body is basically a host for a soul, and a soul will come in and inhabit the android and have an entire life, and then the android will do like a hard reset. The soul passes to the boneyard or whatever, and a new soul takes the body.
Interesting. That's cool.
What happens to the old soul?
It's like a dead person.
Boneyard.
It lived its life. It goes to the boneyard.
Just chills in the boneyard?
It's like a really complicated hermit crab.
Yes.
Indeed. Okay.
So there's a lost AI that the captain referred to as divinity. And there is on these screens something that calls itself a god. Sure makes me wonder if this ship was trying to come and capture or stop Hellion. And like, if so, then it was been there for thousands of years and only recently became activated. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, this is interesting. There's definitely tracks for like what we've seen Hellion do, which is interesting because I didn't even think about this in the parameters of what it could be. But like, it's super plausible he's an AI, right? Because he only shows up on screens.
Yeah.
And he uses like iStockphoto.com images of like devils.
Like I know we had talked before about maybe like a robot or an android, but AI does actually make more sense than that.
Totally.
Yeah, what are the parameters for an AI? I mean, I guess this is maybe a machine learning discussion, but I'm wondering what the parameters for an AI are within this game.
Never.
I don't know enough about it to say, but like, I feels like we weren't given this thing on accident. This is like a Chekhov's crystal light stick situation.
Chekhov's crystal light stick.
And this dude just had it in his like jacket pocket.
Yeah, that's...
Which doesn't seem like a good place to write. So if they really did come to this planet to stop this false god AI thing, I feel like you should put it in some sort of box.
Well, it would have came with a carrying case, but that was like 30 extra GP.
Even the original name makes sense, Divinity. And
Yeah,
that's why
no.
now that he's renamed himself Hellion, he thinks he's a god, because, yeah.
Yeah, that is super interesting, but it would totally track in terms of something. I mean, we have had people say that they've seen Hellion, but I don't think any of the people that have said that they've seen Hellion have said that they've seen him off screen, right?
Well, no, Kolgara said she saw Hellion and he didn't look like she expected, was all she said. She didn't tell us what she actually saw.
Interesting.
She's like pretty clear. She's like, I've seen him. We asked, have you seen him off screen? And she was like, yes, I've seen him. And we said, what does he look like? And she was like nothing I can describe, which sounds fake,
Oh,
but
man.
nondescript enough.
Zeros and ones.
Yeah, because if he's something like master control program looking thing, like, you wouldn't be able to describe that. Like a medieval orc wouldn't know what the heck they were looking at.
Yeah,
you know?
but like when we first saw him, he didn't ask us to identify any buses or traffic lights.
Ugh, that's true.
I
That's true. Not one bus.
If you truly are adventurers, click all the squares featuring cars.
Which of these is a fire hydrant?
I am almighty, all-knowing except for...
And I will not let you go until you pick this red mailbox that I am convinced is a fire hydrant.
I am thinking of a 5-letter word. You have 6 chances.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Whoa.
Hellion would totally be absurdal were he in AI word game.
Okay, so this isn't confirmed yet, but like, and this is a little meta too, but usually in book 2, like some of the plot cracks open, right? So like, oh my god,
Well, I'm sorry.
is it an AI? Like that would be so nuts. I didn't even think about. I mean, I don't know. That is.
You know, that leads more credence to, because I said earlier that I can't imagine we beat Helly in this book, and this would explain how he would be able to leave if he's just an AI. You know what I mean? He could just be in more than one
Totally.
place, because there's multiple crashed ships all over Numeria. He can probably move through them.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
the reason that he might need all this power is so that he could leave and transmit himself
Totally.
or something.
Oh yeah, to like
All
he
the
needs it
ships.
to like connect himself to the rest of the network or whatever.
You know, the mainframe that runs through the core of Galarian.
I'm gonna play Mass Effect tonight.
He's trying to build a giant Wi-Fi router.
I am Starlink. You may call me Elon. Oh, if you rearrange letters in Hellion.
That's what the end of Hellion is from. It's Hell Eon.
Wow.
Good for us.
Wow. Wow.
And Sam's just laughing because we're so wrong.
I know, I'm sure we're totally wrong, but I mean, also, like,
So I think, you're back at the Clockwork Chapel. Ninvaya's okay. You still got a hostage shoved in a closet there.
as we do.
You've got an artifact. And, I'm going to bed.
Oh. Good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Good night,
Sam.
hostage.
Pod against the machine. Against the machine.
Pod Against the Machine is property of its creators, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are properties of Paizo Publishing. Please visit them at paizo.com for more information. Theme Against the Machine, written and performed by our own Zach. Please consult the show notes for additional music and sound effect licensing information.
I mean, the Mansons were family too. I mean, let's be real. Maybe a little too dark. Let's cut that one out. Anywho.
Does not have knowledge engineering.
You lost it?
Oh wait, yes he does. I did. When did I
I don't
take
know, but
knowledge
you've been
engineering?
rolling the checks for a
Felt
while.
like a
Okay,
level or
Vargas
two
does
ago.
have knowledge
You've
engineering.
lied so many times on
I
this
guess-
show.
I know. I was gonna say.
No.
You've mentioned it getting cold. My only thought is if we spend enough time here and it gets later in the day, are we thinking this place is in danger of like fortitude save level cold or just uncomfortable?
Oh man, this isn't Reign of Winter.
No, I mean you're talking. It's like 35 degrees, so it's uncomfortable, but
It's like, ugh, 35.
you'll be okay.
Spoken like a true New Yorker too.
Yeah.
Just like it's just a casual 35 degrees. You're totally fine.
35 is t-shirt weather.
Yep. Just put on a light overshirt. You're fine.
With my flip flops, honey, it's 35.
Also, like 90% of our healing is still coming from consumables. So
It's not a nice thing to call Denvaya.
we don't really need to get into unnecessary fights. Also, yeah, wow.
Poor Denvaya.
Asher hasn't used a single lay on hands yet today. And he won't use one on you now.
We're like the lay off hands.
Boom.